Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. In this video, we'll talk about the words fetus and in utero and help you to pronounce these easily and correctly in your everyday speech. First of all, the word fetus has first syllable stress, and letter E says the tense E sound in this word. It's the same as in words like need and see, or just like the word fee, and you can think of that word as you're trying to say the word fetus. Because of the spelling, it's an unusual spelling. We do sometimes have just letter E saying the E sound in words like me, but more often we have two E's like in see or an EA like in read. So being aware that it's not a sound, not fet, like set or get, but rather fee like feet or feed. Then we do have a letter T in this word, but we say it more as a flap. So I've rewritten it here for you with a letter D. When a T is between two unstressed syllables in American English, we often change it to more of a flap sound, which is also how we say the D sound in the middle of words. So you can think of it as a D. I don't want a strong D, not feed us, but rather I lift up to that T and D position, my voice is on, and I just tap up and tap back down, fetus. That flap or tap is how other languages sometimes do an R sound in the middle of the word. So if that helps you, you can think of it that way. Then lastly, the last syllable can sound like us or is. The most important thing here is that you have a reduced vowel that's short. You don't want to spend a lot of length on it. So fetus or fetus. It doesn't matter too much. I think we use something in the range of the I to vowel. Again, a reduced vowel in an unstressed syllable in English, there's a little flexibility in exactly what vowel you use. You just want it to be short and a reduced vowel rather than a clear vowel. Then for the phrase, excuse me, in utero, we have secondary stress on the word in. So it is just like the word in with our I vowel. The main stress in this phrase is on the U syllable. And in this case, the letter U says two sounds. It has the glide y and the vowel u, you, just like in the word you. Sometimes in English we have just an oo sound for the letter U and sometimes a U sound. You can check out my videos for similar words to help you know which is which. And also I cover that in detail in my Sounds of English course on speechmodification.com. In that course, I go through all of the sounds of English so that you know how they're pronounced, how they're spelled, what accent error patterns you may have, and you can build a strong foundation to pronounce any word you like in American English with confidence. Check it out on speechmodification.com. That's our Sounds of English course. So then we go back to, we have another T here that is like another flap in utero. So again, between two unstressed syllables, sounds a little bit more like a D sound. And then the we have, you can think of it as that it's two syllables, but we want to make sure that we connect between the and the O. So rather than thinking about like o or ro, those are two different ways you might see it written. In utero. We're gonna want to have that going from the into the O, all connected. I talk about that in some of my other videos as well. If it's easier for you to think of it as o or ro, it doesn't matter too much. You just really want to make sure that there's a connection there. So even though we break the words down syllable by syllable, and that's a strategy for being able to pronounce them correctly, we do have to link within the word and connect sounds. So going slowly, you could do in utero or in utero. And then as you speed up, in utero, in utero. Another strategy I suggest for anything that has something other than first syllable stress is to start on that stressed syllable. That would sound like utero, in utero. That can help you get the rhythm and the balance of how long to hold the syllables and where those clear vowels should be. Thank you for this request. If you have a request you'd like to see me cover in the Word of the Day series, feel free to leave that in the comments for this video or any of my videos. Thank you for your comments, likes, for sharing the videos, for watching. I really appreciate the support. Thank you also to those of you who have subscribed to the channel. That really helps the channel grow and reach more viewers. And a special shout out to our channel members. Thank you for your support. If you're interested in channel membership, you can click the join button and learn more about the perks I offer. I'll be back again tomorrow with another Word of the Day class, as well as on Saturday, we'll have our live question and answer class. You can join that, type your questions in the chat, and I'll answer them for you live. Looking forward to seeing you there. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye, everyone. Looking forward to seeing you in our next class.